so many people, especially like people that want to criticize. I mean, anything really, not just film. It's like easier to say like, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. But like when you're on set, when you're actually doing it, like it's like, yeah, you learn viscerally things that you wouldn't otherwise just by thinking about it. Like right now I wrote 4 sketches for the Groundlings, and I was like, I can shoot them all. And I was like, yeah, but it just takes time. So just the fact that, you not only had the idea, you wrote the script, you like rewrote the script to like make it better. And then you like actually pre-produced it, you produced it, then you edited it, and then you sent it to festivals. Like I don't know if people realize just like how much time and effort every one of those processes is,
Yeah.
you
Totally.
know?
Well, what's funny is actually I had written that script in college, which was I probably wrote it 3 years before we actually shot it. Um, and I was just like, I want to shoot. I was working for Chicago PD, and we were on hiatus for the holidays, and you end up getting like a month and like probably like a month, almost 3 weeks to a month off. And I was like, this is gonna be the perfect time. Like, I'm gonna do this. And so literally from the beginning of December, I started doing rewrites, and then we shot it by the end of the month, which was when you're talking about a short film, like it was a 13-page script. So like that felt like a really, with a lot of different locations. So it felt like a really crazy fast turnaround. And then we were trying to edit it so quickly for one deadline that like the whole thing was done in 2 months. Like by February 1st, it was like together.
And that's
And that might
crazy.
sound like,
Wow.
a long time to a lot of people, but like once you're actually in it and doing it, you're like, oh, wow, okay, that all just happened. Like we went from nothing, not even this idea of potentially just doing this, to like having all of these actors,
Yeah.
and getting a whole crew together and getting all the locations and shooting it and editing it and coloring it and doing final passes and sound mixing. And it's just like there's so much that needs to be done. And so I think that's where a lot of people probably, and this happened to me for other projects, like you kind of get caught up in each of the phases of it that like sometimes feels like it's slowing down or losing momentum, or like you're being too nitpicky with one stage that like you, the like I said, the momentum of the project just kind of, it can fade. So I understand why a lot of people don't finish projects that they start, because they can then beat themselves up over different things that they wish they did differently on set or whatnot. But I think at the end of the day, you just have to finish it.
That's like a beautiful feeling to know that you sort of like either received this idea or it gave birth to this idea and like you took care of it, because like, yeah, for instance, like my mom, as she just told me this morning, she was like, I get so many really good ideas and then I don't do anything with them. And I was like, and I agree, my mom has the best ideas like anyone I've ever met has, but she just like says them to like the ether,
Yeah.
and like she doesn't even like write them down. So now
Oh,
she's,
you have to write them down.
yeah, so now yeah, I kept telling her, but then today like she was like, I'm just gonna write it down. And I was like, yes, please start
Yeah.
doing that for the betterment of the whole world.
The two of us have also talked about how we both have like idea overload sometimes and project overload, and we like don't know. That's what I like to call our like creative ADD brain or scatter brain, whatever you want to call it, because it's like, and I'll speak for myself at this point, is like I just have so many ideas that I almost feel like a little bit of paralysis as to like moving forward and actually choosing which one I want to dedicate all this time to, because I know that projects can be super time intensive. And I
And
don't know, or you just like are trying to do too many things at once.
mm, mm.
And I know you have like 5 projects up yourself right now. How do you balance that? Because that is hard to like mentally actually give the allotted time to each.
Yeah, I think, I mean, ideally, it would just be like setting up time for them and like looking at them like one by one.
When you say it like that, but it's
Huh? Yeah,
Easy when you say it like
you
that.
you think, right? Yeah, it's like, yeah, obviously all you do is just schedule it. And I'm sure someone that has like incredible willpower and like, but then again, like I do think the creative brain is kind of like, oh my gosh, like today, this morning, like I have this thing where like if I see things that have the same color, my brain just goes like, yay, and I have to take a picture. I don't know why. And then I spent like 5 minutes taking this picture when I knew that, I had to be doing some other thing that is more productive. But then I was like, I did some, those small things that I'm like, I can't help it. I need to take the picture. And then these other ones that were like,
Oh no.
and I was just like, why are you doing this? But I think that does help me because when I did the short film, I found myself having that same appreciation for like having the similar colors, which is like, I think quite helpful. So I think that's a positive side.
Actually.
That's a positive side of having a scatterbrain, is that you don't know where the inspiration is going to come from. And I think like, at night when you're sleeping, all the ideas, everything that you've captured throughout the day, you read something, someone told you something, or you saw something in the news, and it all kind of like, it's in this
Yeah,
beautiful pot.
pot.
Yeah, and then it'll come out in your creative, in a scene, in your character, or in a project that you're doing.